1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
So my point was they might favour the England team, but I think we know the opposite is what would happen. But no, you clearly, I mean, on one game, and I can't remember the game, but I think it was was it an Argentina game? No, it wasn't. I think it was either Mexico or maybe Colombia, South American team. And one of the games featuring a South American team, all the officials, including the VAR officials, were Argentinians. Now, manifestly, that's not what FIFA would say is the way to do it. So I'm not saying anything happened as a result of that, but you could understand the opponents of Colombia, and I forget what the match was, would be a bit miffed. Say, well, hang on a minute, South American. Maybe they argue, well, it's a different country within South America. I don't know. But yeah, but certainly from day one of the World Cup to the final, a referee is qualified. I mean, the people, our two are Michael Oliver and Anthony Taylor, who I think have both done a good job. I'm sure they have. And good for them to represent the Premier League in that way. But and really what Didier Deschamps said was another way of criticising the ref and the officials without actually criticising the ref and the officials. He's asked a question, which is what managers do, because they know if they say that man's not fit to referee, they're going to be fined a few €1,000 or whatever out of their massive salaries, and they don't want that, quite clearly. And I think Deschamps was leaving after last night or after the final if they got there anyway. But what was a bit surprising and disappointing was that Mbappe chose to have a public go at his manager as well as the teammates. I think to have a go at the manager, who's done a good job, I think, for some years, was a bit ill-advised on Mbappe to do that. People won't think too highly of him for that, I think.
Yeah, I don't like when that happens. Well, you know, these players, they have so much money and so much influence. They just think they're above everything else, you know, above all the rules. But it's not like that in football. You have to be respectful, be humble.
Yeah,
as
humble.
They say in football. As they say in
football. That's the big word, isn't it? Be humble.
Yeah, be humble. Yeah,
be humble.
I have to be humble. Yeah. Now, what do you think of Jed Spence?
Well, when he was selected in the England team, a lot of England fans, or some, I say a lot, I don't really know that, but there was criticism. Oh, he's not good enough for England and all this. And I remember thinking, well, yeah, Tottenham had a pretty poor season. He plays for them, of course. You know, and one or two players were not included, you know, like your friend Palmer and my friend Walton. So we're thinking, oh, you know, is Jed Spence, I know it's a different position to our players there, but, you know, is he really good enough? Now, then I thought, well, when I saw Tottenham come to Palace last season, I remember it quite clearly, that Tottenham were in their yellow away kit. And Jed Spence was forever coming up and down. I mean, I have quite in row 5, very good seat near the pitch. And so he was hammering up and down the wing when Tottenham were attacking. I have an idea that was, they won that game. I think they beat us 1-0 in early December, last December. Yeah, would have been. And they then went on a losing run until late March or April, and so I specifically remember that. But anyway, in that game, Jed Spence, I thought he was good. He had speed. He was playing at the back. He had speed, linking with his wingman, and I thought, yeah, this guy is good. I'm surprised, and my thinking was, I'm surprised he.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
My thinking was, I'm surprised he's not been recognised, you know, internationally or whatever. So when he was, I thought, well, I'm not sure why people are clamouring to criticise him. That's how it felt, because I thought he was good. Well, I mean, he came on a couple of times in the group stages, and he did okay. He didn't really, shine or anything like that, but he did okay because he still had this. He had a broken jaw, I think, didn't he, or something like that? Broken cheekbone, I don't know, but he still wears
so he wears
this.
yeah,
The brace.
yeah.
And anyway, he came on, didn't he, against Norway? And I think he changed the game because England didn't play overly well in that game. Good enough to win, I think. But Jed Spence was excellent. And I would have given him like 8 out of 10 in his performance, better than some of the players. Because in that game, we've not really talked about that game, but it's like we started slow, obviously conserving energy, which you understand. It's fair enough. It was 34 degrees, which is what we've been having here and more. So it was hot. So they're bound to conserve a bit of energy, take it slow. But it's like they forgot that at some stage they got to pick the pace up. And of course, after the first drinks hydration thing in the first half, Norway did pick up the pace a bit. They did, and it kind of knocked us into a bit of action. But yeah, it wasn't the greatest performance, as I say. In my opinion, until in the second half when Jed Spence came on. He had so much energy, and at one point he ran at the goalkeeper, and he managed to stop the ball being kicked. Unfortunately,
I remember
missed
that.
the goal.
Yeah.
That seemed to energise the other players who'd just been almost strolling around as if it was. Again, it's the non-robot thing. We think England, running, doing well, and we could argue Bellingham. I think Bellingham played well. He got both the goals. For once, I didn't think Harry Kane was his usual colossus. But then he's our talisman, and he's entitled, if anybody is, to the occasional not great game. I mean, he's brilliant every game he plays. So I thought, he's not quite Harry, he's perhaps not quite himself. But then you never know if they've got stomach bugs. I mean, I read that Erling Haaland, or Blout Haaland, which is what he's got on the back of his shirt, which I think is his middle name, isn't it? Blout. But he had a stomach bug during that game, so that may explain why he wasn't fully up to it. But no, Jed Spence came on and changed the energy in the team, and one or two others who came on. So I think he's a good player, and I would imagine that De Zerbi will want to keep him, and I think you'll probably see a much better Tottenham team this year, which will include Jed Spence. Good luck to him, and I hope he has a part in the game tonight. If we need to bring some.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the